Welcome to AI Driven, a podcast about using AI for business. AI Driven is produced and hosted by Cognistx, an AI company based in Pittsburgh with offices in the US, Latin America, and Asia. Hi, welcome to AI Driven. I'm Patty Maldonado. Joining me today on AI Driven is Cognistx CEO Sanjay Chopra. Hi, Sanjay.
Hi, Patty. How are you? It's been a while since we've spoken.
I know it's been quite a while. I'm excited for today's show. Also joining us today is Alonso Indacochea. He's the CEO of iConnecta. Hi, Alonso. How are you?
Hi, Patty. Hi, Sanjay. Nice talking to you both one more time.
Same here. It is always a pleasure to talk to Patty, and also always a pleasure to talk to Alonso. And Alonso, we had a great time, and it was great seeing you in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Well, good. That's a good segue.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sanjay. One more time for your hospitality. You and all the Cognistx team back in Pittsburgh.
Okay, so what I was going to say is it's a good segue because Alonso, you were in Pittsburgh and you were visiting with the Cognistx crew. Sanjay, tell us a little bit about what you and Alonso are working on together.
Absolutely. So Alonso came to Pittsburgh, and Alonso obviously knows another member of our team, Roberto, pretty well. And we've been sort of debating as part of our product strategy how we can apply document intelligence platform and Square to the legal domain. And I think that's where the brains and the wheels started to turn. And I think we've come up with some pretty interesting use cases in terms of trademarks, doing due diligence. So our thought process was to sort of begin to take AI and ML models, specifically as they relate to natural language processing, and apply it to the legal domain. So that's what we talked about. We talked about partnering, us bringing, the AI and the machine learning expertise to the table, and obviously Alonso with his legacy, with his expertise in the legal domain, bringing subject matter expertise, and obviously as part of it also access to the Latin America market. So that was the conversation, Patty.
So I understand this is, entering into the legal domain, and the legal industry is a focus. Tell us why that's so important, why that is of interest to both Cognistx and iConnecta.
So I will start and then I'll give it to Alonso.
Awesome.
Reason why it's of interest to us is because, as you know, Patty, and as speakers, as listeners of the podcast may know, that natural language processing is a core competency of Cognistx, especially when it comes to large amount of unstructured data and unstructured text. The legal domain lends itself very well to those capabilities. There's a lot of documents, there's a lot of unstructured documents, yet the documents have some structure, which actually helps the model learn from those, looking at sort of what keywords or what type of documents are there. Plus, we've been also working on tools like Scraper that go out there, can scrape websites, government websites, other sites to extract information from there. So combining all these pieces together lent itself very well to this domain. So over to you, Alonso.
Thank you, Sanjay. And I'll try to split my ideas in two. Um, the legal industry has definitely changed. I continuously do some webinars or meetings that I hold currently in South America and one time abroad. I'm sorry, in the US. This phenomenon called the liquid lawyer. What am I saying is that the legal industry has shifted from becoming only lawyers, attorneys focus on statutes, laws, and has shifted to a mindset of finance, business management, and technology. And when technology comes in place, the legal industry is going to take a 240 billion hit by 2030 because all of this legal tech applications. And there is where iConnecta, and I'll focus on what is iConnecta in a bit. That's how iConnecta, our legal tech corporate spinoff, if you wish, was incorporated or born over a year ago. And we met as a team with a team of Cognistx, and especially with Sanjay, and we saw this potential partnership that it's moving swiftly. Actually, Sanjay, we had Ushwe with us last week at our offices. Great meetings, and we're moving forward and building a product that will help attorneys be more efficient for their clients. And that's how I would say AI and the legal industry are coming together and starting to hold hands.
So you mentioned it a little bit about what iConnecta does. Tell us a little bit more about the work that iConnecta does with the legal industry and in Latin America.
More than glad, Patty. And I'll just, I come from a law firm that has been 30 years as a leading law firm in Santa Cruz, Bolivia. And the skin of the game through iConnecta is something that we have. We know the real problems that lawyers or law firms face day to day. And we built this platform, which is a B2B platform that is creating a matchmaking network for our clients to upload their business opportunities previously verified by law firms around the globe. We are operating in 10 countries now. We aim by December to cover all Latin America. So we're building a trustworthy ecosystem where law firm clients, thanks to technology, can start matching and generating business and obviously generating revenue for the law firms and try to leverage out the 240 billion hit that all law firms will take. And the interesting part here is I truly believe that NDAs, due diligence, standard reports will get replaced by technology. And that's how Cognistx and Sanjay's team is building this due diligence report technology or app, if you wish, to accelerate the verification of these business opportunities and have lawyers concentrate on what they're good, which is closing the deals.
So Sanjay, tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing with iConnecta, and which will definitely, obviously, benefit their clients. But talk a little bit about what you're doing for them, and then how that might apply to other companies and other industries.
Absolutely, Patty. So, like Alonso was saying, the process of due diligence. So, let's say if a company is acquiring another company and you are now looking at, hundreds of NDAs, I think I honestly feel we've gotten a little NDA happy where before you even do anything, all of us want to sign NDAs. And as a result of that, there's hundreds of NDAs that a company, even a small company, signs. And if it's a large company, the documents are in the thousands. And most of these NDAs are pretty benign. So
That's right.
imagine being a law firm that has going through the due diligence process, just focusing on NDAs for now and reviewing all these documents, going each document by document. And it's the mundane language, it's confidentiality, mutual NDAs, both parties doing the right things. And 99.9% of the time, all these are good green documents.
Mm-hmm.
AI is a great application for that because now AI, natural language processing, where we looked at the lexical part, the words part of the document, the structure part of the document, we can say, don't even review 99% or 99.9% of the documents. just focus on these 3 or 4 NDAs, which look like a little different. Maybe the the term is too long, or there is some language in there which we've not seen in any other NDA. So the AI can then highlight those sections of the document, allowing the lawyers to only do focus on those important aspects, use sort of their brain and their intellect to sort the problem and move forward. So this really speeds up the process. And the same thing applies with leases and other documents. So the whole structure can, really speed up the due diligence process from an M&A perspective or overall other due diligence perspective. Now imagine, if you are the client at the other end and you are working with a law firm that has this technology, A, they will be able to do it much faster. B, the cost will be lower. And more importantly, it will be much more accurate. So that is really what AI and ML brings to this domain. And our goal is obviously to do this with iConnecta in the Latin American market, and then potentially take our partnership even to other markets here in the US and other places.
So, how far along are you in the process in creating this technology, this specific program for iConnecta?
So we've kicked off our partnership. We're in the process of getting sample documents, the subject matter experts working, putting secure S3 buckets on AWS to get the documents, get the NLP and the data science teams together. And that is where, like Alonso was saying, Ushue and the rest of our data science team that works on document intelligence are collaborating with their experts to make it available on their platform, and at the same time build generic models that can be applied to other legal domains and areas as well.
So, when do you foresee rolling this out? Actually, when will it actually be used?
So it will be used, I think, in the next couple of months. Our goal is to get this done pretty quickly. We don't want to take too long. Get the teams actively focused on it. And the good thing is, as Cognistx, we have solved many similar problems. So, hence, we are confident to have a proof of concept rolled out relatively quickly, get the results, get the confidence from the teams, and move forward to the next steps.
So, is this just the first phase? Do you foresee rolling out different types of products under your partnership with iConnecta?
Absolutely. So,
Definitely.
yeah.
No,
Go ahead, Alonso.
no, please, Sanjay, and it's definitely and Teddy, and I'm sorry I interrupt, Sanjay. I think this partnership is unique, and I'll tell you why. Um, most legal texts were incorporated by non-lawyers, and this partnership is building this trustworthy ecosystem with the help of different specialists. In this case, Cognistx in all our artificial intelligence, and from our end, the skin of the game of what we know lawyers need and will benefit the legal industry. And I'm just going to use an example on this first tool that we're going to come up with in the next months. As I stated before, the legal industry has changed so much that now, as a law firm, we receive a request for a due diligence, and they say, Alonso, please only concentrate on this sectors, only focus on the tax, or only focus on the corporate. So this app or this AI solution built by Cognistx will help us spend most time on the important stuff or the deal breakers that our clients or us as lawyers seek, and not waste various billing hours on the standard, the check the box due diligence, and we want to avoid. And repeating what Sanjay said, this will not only reduce time, but also reduce cost for our clients. Sorry, Sanjay.
Go ahead, Sanjay.
I just want to chip in on that matter.
No, that's all good, and those are all great points. Absolutely.
And Patty, just following up on your last question, definitely there's more to come. We can't say it, but there's more to come. We have a couple of more on our mind, but this is just starting, and we're gonna start with Latin America and go globally, hopefully next year.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, one of the things that artificial intelligence obviously helps make processes more efficient, but it scares certain people. Do you tell your clients ahead of time you're creating a solution like this, or do you wait to tell them that you're working on this? Do you tell them at all if this is artificial intelligence? How do you deal with that? Because I know some people are wary, or I wouldn't say wary, they're just cautious.
Patty, and I have the best answer. Business happens at the speed of trust. So they're our clients, for our trust, for what we solve for them, and when we use these types of apps or solutions, they'll see, and they have seen, the Reddits or the benefits that'll come, not only for their cost, but also for their benefits and their future income, and so forth. So the legal industry is based on trust. I mean, there's so many solutions or partnerships or companies that offer X amount of solutions. And if you don't know who's behind that company, it's very difficult to try to secure a deal. So we are so comfortable knowing who's behind Cognistx, Sanjay, Roberto, Ushu, and the whole team. And the clients that will receive this are confident, not only in Bolivia, but all the law firm members of iConnecta are high-end law firms that are trustworthy. And that's how we end up with a trustworthy ecosystem.
Now, Sanjay, I know that you wanted to say something regarding how you work with clients and how you deal with creating a solution like this. Walk us through that process. How does this work? How do you go from square one to rolling out a product?
No, absolutely, Patty. Great question. So the most important aspect is sort of three or four things you need to focus on to get this right. One, obviously, is to get the base documents, training documents or training data sets. And if we can get them annotated and tagged so that the AI and the ML can learn, that is key. Second is also to have a use case that is high ROI. So let's say if it's due diligence or NDAs where the pain point is big enough where AI and ML can help. So base documents focused on the right use case. And then the third part of it is having, like Alonso was saying, trusted partners who are willing to work with you to see the results of the models and validate and verify the results of the models. So once those three things are accomplished, you will have a successful implementation. You would have good training data sets. You would have had subject matter experts to work with you and then verify and validate the results to deliver a high impact ROI solution.
Since you're working with a lot of data, and a lot of the data is probably the iConnecta clients, how much work do you have to do on that data? Are those clients what we call AI ready, or do you have to do a lot of prep in order to get the data where you need it to be in order, to then not only build the solution, but manage the data that's coming into the solution?
So, Patty, this one's a little different domain because it's all unstructured data sets. They really don't need to be AI ready. The only AI readiness that they need to have is be willing to share the data with us, and then be able, sort of, willing to annotate and verify and validate the results. So that's the good part about this domain, because it's all based on large amount of unstructured text where we are looking at legal contracts and documents. You can sort of get started relatively quickly.
So does this new solution also use machine learning, and does it learn from itself? How do you keep it up, and how do you maintain it so that it's always working at peak performance?
Absolutely, it does. So, as you know, we use an ensemble of AI models, so it's sort of, machine learning models, deep learning models, different new techniques that have come from a lexical analysis. We also look at the structure of the documents, uh, and I'll give you a quick example. So, if to all three of us, I showed a resume versus a legal contract versus a letter without even reading one word, you would be able to tell which document is which. So the more documents the AI ML model sees, both visually, and that's a unique technique that Cognistx uses, which is, we have a patent on that as well, uh, that it looks both at the structure of the document, the visual structure of the document, plus the words of the document to give the best results. And absolutely, these models are self-learning and they continue to become better and better the more documents that go through it, the more human annotation, subject matter expertise that sort of helps and points them, hey, this is what you missed, or this is what this was. They continue to evolve and become better and better.
That's great. Now, where do you foresee the technology going in this industry, in the legal industry? I know that, in fact, today I was just looking at an article about predictions of where and how AI will be impacting the business world. And we know that there are so many changes and it's happening just as we speak. Where do you foresee it going with the legal industry?
So legal industry lend itself well to this because of the amount of documentation and data that's available. And also sort of, over time, like Alonso was saying, people want to get it done faster, better, with higher degree of accuracy. So I really think this is sort of the beginning. And where we see this is sort of it starts with some mundane tasks, which associates or junior lawyers can look at, but eventually evolving where uh, it's a collaboration between man and machine. So the lawyers work with the machines. They've looked at all the documentation. It's highlighting the right paragraphs for you. It's also scraping websites and looking at other tools. So when you are making sort of recommendations or providing your opinion on legal documents, you're doing it with the best information possible, both that is provided to you from the AI side of it, and obviously your legal expertise that you can apply to it. Now, having looked at all the comprehensive pieces of information all in one place, the lawyers can do more, faster, better from that perspective, and that's I think where the industry will head here in the near future.
Alonso, any thoughts you wanted to
Yes,
share on
yeah.
that?
Yeah, thank you, Patty, and I couldn't agree more with Sanjay. And if I could add um, something is lawyers were I wouldn't say scared, but they were a little. The legal industry is a special industry, and um, there's a Pareto, 20-80%, where 20% of lawyers inside a law firm are the rainmakers, and the other percent are the farmers. So indirectly, what this type of tools will bring to the legal industry is making that 80% of farmers rainmakers, because we can change various things on our lives, but our personalities and our um, emotional intelligence you can train, but you were born with some aspects on your personality. But with the help of this types with iConnect and how Cognistx is helping us, this matchmaking ecosystem will generate and help those 80% farmers in a law firm become rainmakers. So, and I just wanted to chip in on this because I have various chats and I don't know, lunches or dinners, And our colleagues are, technology is gonna not only write off 240 billion. No, they're gonna be new lawyers. They're gonna be new specialties or expertise that lawyers will learn from technology and put in the legal industry. So let us not see technology, AI, as a threat, but as an investment. It's hard to transmit this, but this is the real thing. This is the real thing.
How has the industry been with regards to new technology? Has it been open? I mean, obviously, over the years, there are different platforms and solutions and software that is rolled out for the legal industry. Are they open to, how open have they been to AI? Alonso or
I'm sorry,
Sanjay?
Patty. I'm sorry. I couldn't
How
for some
open
reason. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let me jump in here, say sort of, I think uh, initially people were skeptical, but I think one thing that's happened over the last 4 or 5 years, and obviously Watson was a big influence in here, people have been open to it. They've been able to see
Yes,
what AI can do, so they're much more receptive. So I think the mindset of law firms are changing, and I think the more we can demonstrate sort of, the human machine collaboration or partnership working together, and they see the benefits of that. It's like, I can do my work, but I can do it much more efficiently if I have my iPhone.
of course.
I can do my work and I can type my emails better because I use Google email and it does the type ahead. Or, Siri understands my text very, very well. Alexa understands. So it makes us much more efficient. And, obviously some people are more, open to using technology, but I think
Mhm.
over time everybody comes on board. I am a firm believer in this stuff. In fact, I'm actually very happy with even the latest upgrade of software from a Tesla perspective, and I let my self-driving car drive most of the time. So, so I think that's where we're heading with everything. But go ahead, Alonso.
No. Just two things. One, I'm gonna trademark that human machine partnership on your name, Sanjay. I love that. And two,
Perfect.
Mark Twain said, "History doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes." Legal tech is a rhyme of what happened with fintech, and we're in the first wave. And uh, old school banks got in fintech on the third wave. So I mean, this is happening, and it's not the same, but it rhymes. So I'm totally on board on what you're saying, and day by day, month by month, lawyers, people start accepting that this should not be seen as a threat, but as an arm's length collaboration to become more efficient in pro of their clients. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that the firms and companies that adopt the new technology, artificial intelligence, and all the other different technologies that become available will excel, whereas the companies and the law firms that don't start falling behind.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
This is going to be a
Go ahead, Sanjay. Go ahead. I was going to just shoot
yeah,
some numbers on what happened with the digital transformation that was performed
yeah.
in
So
the office.
you can share the numbers. I will say this is going to be a competitive differentiator. Companies that will adopt the technology will be the leaders, others will be the laggards. And with that, Alonso can share his numbers.
Yeah, we grew, Patty. We grew 44% of new clients thanks to technology. That's in 1 year. That's the impact that technology can have, not only for law firms but to any company. So this is true facts that are worth sharing to certify that this technology is much needed nowadays.
Okay. So, Alonso, you've talked a little bit about what iConnecta does. Where can someone learn more about iConnecta?
Yes, more than glad, and thanks, Patty. Well, it's a web page where we have an ongoing. It's an ongoing web page. It's in its first version. We are shooting our second version the first week of July, and it's www.connectawithak.com. And you should have in Latin America, in these 10 countries that we're started, and by the end of the year, we'll have the whole Latin America covered. Law firm verifiers that will help you verify and perform this due diligence report on your business opportunity and start matching and start growing. And so please, and if not, you can send me an email. I'm more than glad to connect you and talk about your business opportunity in case in one of those countries we have not performed an onboarding.
Okay. And Sanjay, where can people learn more about Cognistx?
So you can visit our website, www.cognistx.com. Let me spell that. COGNIS like Sam, TX.com.
That's great. That's great. Do you, we've come to the end of our show, but do you have any last words you wanted to share with us and the listeners?
So I would say we are really looking forward to this partnership. Not only does this sort of, get us a strong foothold in the Latin America market, but I personally am looking forward to visiting and seeing these beautiful countries and cultures and solving some pretty interesting problems while we do that.
That's right. That's right. How about you, Alonso? Anything else you'd like to share?
Well, I just want to thank you both, and I'm going to stay with human-machine partnership. I think that's how I love that. That I think that's how we can wrap this this podcast. And thank you, Sanjay, once again. And Bolivia is waiting for you, my friend, whenever you want.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Be happy to be there.
Well, thank you both for joining us on AI Driven. And what we'll do is in the next couple months, once you've finished your solution, we'll revisit and see how it's going.
Sounds awesome, Patty. Thank you. Take care.
Okay, guys. Take care.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Sanjay. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening in. Learn more about how AI drives what we do at Cognistx.com.